Well, do you see this? I can't take myself seriously right now. That amount of bounce. Yikes. Oh. Hello, welcome back. I'm Erica. I apologize I look disheveled. I just finished my last long-ish run before my first 50 miler, and today I go through all the essentials that I've packed up for my crew so that I can get in and out of aid stations as quick as possible. If you stay till the end, you'll actually get a recap of how my final training run went and how the final testing of all my gear went, and see kind of what I ended up changing after all of the thought I put into what was best for my crew and myself. I had some things come up that I did not expect. So looking forward to sharing this with you, and yeah, enjoy.
In this night of starry sky, my baby told me with a sigh, saying words that came across as a doubt.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I know I'm very behind on all my videos. Life has been lifing. I don't have another term that's not Gen Z, but yeah, my 50 miler is literally next week. Like, I will be hopefully. Do you hear that squeaking? Atlas, what are you doing? I will be hopefully a few hours away, hopefully 3 hours away from finishing my 50 miler in 1 week, which is insane. Anyways, so today I've been really busy packing my box for my crew. Atlas would like to say hi. Packing my box for my crew. And yeah, I figured I would run through and do a rundown of what's in the box and what I'm kind of anticipating. And then at the end, I'll also go through what's in my vest, because I'm going to make sure I have all the nutrition and everything in bags for my crew to just swap out, because that's kind of the plan, to get me in and out of the aid station as quick as possible. The 50 miler is a looped 12.5 mile course. So every 12.5 miles, I'll pass through. What are you doing? I'll pass through the aid station where my crew will be. There's another aid station 6 miles in, but crew is not allowed there, which is fine. I should really only need one pit stop. Plus, that's really where I lose time. So the idea is that I had a friend reference it as my dilly dally stopper, which is so true. She will be my dilly dally stopper. So anyways, without further ado, I'm going to put this one down. I apologize if there's squeaks in the back, and let's get to it. I have a whole list. At the end of the video, I'll post a list. That way you can just screenshot it if you would like. So basically, I'm filling up this bin here. We're going to hope that everything fits into it. Right now, the first thing that's in there is just a trash bag, like a kitchen trash bag, because it's always a good idea to have that. And the second thing that is in there is my towel. The towel that I have is one of the ones that you can put on you, and you can change under it if needed. If I don't use it during the race, I'm still going to use it after. So I put it in there at the very bottom. And I'm going to start stacking things in there in accordance of things I'm hoping I'm not going to use. So the second one, or the next item on my list, is my complete set of change of clothes. And this is in case it's hot, cold, whatever. What I have in there is an extra pair of gloves. The next thing I have is a hat, like a winter hat. Atlas, what are you doing? A winter hat. I'm wearing a hat to the race. So instead of that, I actually have like the ear warmers. an extra pair of socks, shorts, leggings, a short sleeve shirt, a long sleeve shirt, sports bra, a buff in case I need it if it's cold, and then a set of thermals, so a top and a bottom for thermals. So all that is in that bag. We're hoping I don't need it. The next thing that I'm gonna put in there that I also hope I don't need is a rain jacket and rain pants. Mine are already nice and compact, so I'm just gonna throw them in there. Ooh, all right. Next thing in there, I'm gonna throw these actually in with my spare set of shoes, but these are gaiters in case it ends up being muddy or very like kicking up a lot of rocks. I've run this course before, and so it wasn't too bad when I was there, but it was very dry. So just in case it's wet beforehand, these hook right into my Ultras. They are just REI brand and they're really convenient. So I'm gonna put my gaiters in with my spare shoes and socks, and I intend to change my shoes and socks halfway through. So after about 25 miles is when I'm going to change my shoes, unless I'm experiencing really bad blistering or something like that. All right, we're making way. We're making way. There's a lot of stuff here. I don't know if it's going to fit in the bin. But so that's my extra shoes, socks, gaiters. I am going to throw my first aid bag in. This is just, I got it online. I carry it with me really whenever I do any sort of adventuring, but it's got everything you need in it if you need it. It's kind of like my last resort, so I'm just going to pack it. Now, the important aid stuff that I have is really for my blistering and any sort of chafing. So I'm going to run through what I have in here. I have a couple of boxes because I unpacked the boxes, obviously. But, so I have a variety of Band-Aids, these extra hold, like fabric flexi Band-Aids, and then also some hydrocolloid Band-Aids. These ones, there's one in there. These ones are really, really good for blisters, in my opinion. I've also used the little acne spot patches. Either way, I wanted to make sure that I had a bunch of different sizes. These ones also aren't too thick. I ordered some off of Amazon that came and they were so thick, and they also didn't have great adhesion to your skin, especially after you've been sweating. So these things are in this bag. I also have hand sanitizer. I have, okay, another thing, bunion cushions. Really great for blisters, or I get really bad calluses, like where a bunion would be. So, alcohol prep pads, very important. And then two other very important things, which is Leukotape for blisters, and then KT tape, blisters and chafing. So, I'll have everything taped up the morning of, but really important to have that. And then this is the other thing. So I plan to try this out on my last long run today. But it's a gel bunion cushion. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. It looks like this. So you just put it over your big toe, and then it stays right there. And this is where I get a lot of rubbing, especially after I've been on my feet for a while. So at my 50K, that area really hurt, and the tape that I was putting on, I tried both the Leukotape and the KT tape and the hydrocolloid Band-Aids, and nothing was working. So I'm going to try this out today, but this is what it is. So I just wanted to make sure that was in there. Other things, other very important thing, scissors, because I'm going to need to cut the KT tape. And then in case I get very, very cold, extra hot hands. So all this is going to go in one bag, and this is kind of like my blister care bag. All right, the next thing on my list for first aid are things for hurting. So the first one, ibuprofen. I try not to take it because it's not great for your liver, but just in case. This one is lidocaine spray because during my 50 miler or 50K, I used a combination of these two, which is just like almost like a Tiger Balm, like Muscle Balm, and then Roll-On. I can't tell if this is empty or not, but the Roll-On sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. And this is very messy. And then also if it's on your hands and then you get it in your eye, it's not great. Or if you go to eat something, it's just not great. Anyways, so this is the same thing but spray, and I'm hoping that this works really well. The other thing I have is Body Glide. So I picked up this one from CVS, and it was super expensive for a very small one, but this is the one that's going in my bag. This one will go to the hotel with me. But very important to reapply, anti-chafing. I do intend to wear shorts. Yeah. And then kind of in the realm of first aid is going to be menstrual care, just in case my body decides it plays a joke on me. Yeah. So, one second. I forgot safety pins, and they are on my list. I'll be right back. For blister popping, just in case. You never know. Some other miscellaneous things. These are sunglasses. I don't usually like to run with sunglasses, but in case I have them. And these are little lightweight micro towels. And I chose to use these instead of paper towels. There's 2 in there. And I usually use them to like wipe myself off and my hands and stuff when I come through the aid station. I'm really trying to minimize my time, so hopefully I won't be using these too often because it just slows you down and adds minutes. Okay, other miscellaneous items that we have. Extra roll of dog bags because bags are important. You never know. Both of these are headphones that only have 1 in them, but I charge them in case my headphones die. That's annoying. This one already has 97. We'll see if it stays. Anyways, so extra of that, an extra elastic, very important. Now we can move on to my vests and nutrition. All right, so my goal is to have my crew replace my nutrition and my flasks in a vest while I'm out running my lap. And that way when I come into the vest, I can hand them, when I come into the aid station, I can hand them one vest and I can just take the other and go. And I think that'll play a key role in simplifying the whole aid station process and minimizing the amount of time that I'm going through there and dilly-dallying. So if they can have that all ready for me, I'm gonna have a list of questions for them and they can ask me those questions, and based on that we'll know if I need to address any foot issues or things like that. Ideally, I'm really hoping to only change my shoes or tend to my feet halfway through. That would be ideal. So I have 2 vests. This one is a medium Salomon unisex vest. This one is a small women's vest from Salomon. This one is 12 liters. I think this one's 8, maybe. This one's the one I use day to day. This one's my old one, my first one. So I'm gonna run with this for my last longer run, just to make sure that it's not terrible and make sure there's no weird chafing that I forgot about. So I'm gonna put this one aside because I'm gonna use it today. But I'm gonna kind of put things in here to show you what I plan to do. So the first thing are my flasks. So I do have 4 flasks total. I'm using the ones I don't typically use to make sure there's no leaks or anything today on my run. But these ones are the ones I use on a day-to-day basis, so I'm just gonna throw them in here. That way, and it's marked, so I have 1 tailwind flask, and then I'm just gonna actually put them in the back. I have 1 tailwind flask, and I have 1 water flask. That way my crew knows what to put in what. I'm just gonna put it in the back right now. I also, so I'm gonna do the exact same thing in each vest. So in each vest in the back, what I carry is baby wipes, a thing of hot hands just in case. And then in here is some blister band-aids, some toilet paper, KT tape, moleskin tape, alcohol prep pads, and 2 dog bags. So that will stay in here the entire duration. I'll have the same thing in the other vest, and that way I'm good to go. And the last thing that I'm going to put in here that I'll carry with me the whole time are these waist lights. So this is kind of my emergency one, and they get very bright. See here. I don't know if you can see that off camera, but I don't want to blind you. Oh, and it's got red. Anyways, so each vest is going to get one of those. Let's see, I'll start here. So these are for the refills, and what I'm asking my crew to do is when I hand them the vest, take everything out, dump the liquids, take the wrappers out, save the wrappers so I know what I did end up consuming at the end, but also take out any nutrition that's in there and just fully replace it. That way I'm not carrying extra weight and I know exactly what's in my vest and what I should be eating. I've accounted for approximately up to 700 calories. My goal is kind of 500 to 700 per a loop, and that includes 200 calories from the Tailwind. And then I've included 2 gels, 1 liquid goo, 1 cookie. So in some of them I have Oreos, gluten-free, and some of them I have gluten-free Chips Ahoy. And then in some of them I have applesauce, and others I have these fruit snacks. So, fruit snacks. Now, I also have this extra bag. This is just extra calories if I come through and I need to grab something. Because I'm gluten-free, sometimes it's harder to find things at the aid station when you go through. So there's a couple of bars, there's gels, applesauce, fruit snacks, etc. So that's in here. But there's 4 of these refill bags total. I'm obviously going to set one up in the vest, but just for organization's sake, I'm going to leave them all together right now. Oh, I did forget something in the vest. This is a cupless race, so I have a cup for each vest because we're thinking if I want to save time and I'm not using all of my liquid because it might be cooler, that I won't need to stop and fill up my water flask at that 6 Mile station. Instead, I can just pop out my reusable foldable cup, which I'm going to put in the right pockets. In the right pockets, and that way I can still get some extra water without needing to fill up the whole, take the top off, fill it up, and then put it back. And then I also forgot to mention that in each vest, I'm blanking, I have a chapstick and I have an extra elastic because you never know. So, Tailwind, very important for my crew to fill up. I indicated 2 scoops, and what's very important in here is that there is a scoop and that there is a funnel because the bottle tops are so small, it's ridiculous. This is a really big headlamp, and this is a camp light, and this is just for the morning of or in the evening if I come back and it's dark. So we're starting at 5 a.m., so we're going to be there way before the sun starts, and I'm going to be running for the first probably 2 hours in the dark. So lots of light. We might set up the canopy tent, TBD on that, but either way I want to make sure that we have lights for, I'll call it camp. These are the shoes that I plan to wear. I really like these Ultra Temps, I think is what they're called, or Timps. I'm not even sure, but I plan to start with these, but I'm going to leave them in the car because I'm going to show up in Crocs because that's what I do. Also, I'm going to wear them today to make sure that I'm good with them. This is something I'm leaving together. So this is another waist light that I plan to use, not as backup in the things in case I get caught in the dark. This is a waist light from Ultraspire, which so far so good. I've enjoyed it. It's a little bit hard to turn on I just press it like a million times. There we go. Until it turns on basically, but it's very bright. I'm also going to wear it today because I've been trying to figure out the perfect tightness on my waist. I wore it the other day for a run and it did kind of move around, so I'm trying to figure out how to lock it down and get used to the weight on my hips because I'm not used to running with a waist light. But this I'm just gonna leave in the case with the Ultraspire. And then I also have a headlamp coming. I have a headlamp, but it's rechargeable and I don't trust the rechargeable. So I have one coming that's battery powered that will kind of be a backup because of course I have the waist light, but I also want a headlamp. So I will bring that. But that's pretty much it. Some other things that I've just laid out here are the gloves, the hat that I anticipate wearing. I'll probably throw some arm sleeves in there in case it gets cool. I actually might do that. I'll throw them in my extra bag, in the waterproof bag. And then a pair for the morning because I think I'm gonna wanna wear them when I shed my sweatpants and my hoodie. So that's it. I am going to fill up my vest and go for my run and make sure the nutrition and everything is good for that first loop, because that's kind of what today is simulating. It's going to be the last longer run. It's only 2 hours, so we're simulating like 1 lap, and that's pretty much it. I'll be running on very similar terrain, not the exact course, and just try everything out. So I'll take you with me, but yeah, I'll check in after. I actually forgot that this one broke, the elastic broke. So hopefully that works. We're gonna find out today. And then, so I have 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 calories. I think I anticipated just 600 because I'm only running for 2 hours today. So, and I don't even know, we'll see. I'm shooting for every 30 minutes to take something in on top of my tailwind. But, all right, cool. That's that. Like, I'm gonna put this on with my shoes. All right, cool. I'm gonna go get changed and head on. This one feels so big. We're gonna see how it goes. Well, do you see this? I can't take myself seriously right now. The amount of bounce. Yikes. Oh, I also decided to try out the arm warmers. They're staying up right now, so I'll probably take them off after this first lap. What am I gonna do about that though? I don't know. Can I do 25 miles with all this bounce? Because essentially that'll be what it is. Or do I just take the extra 30 seconds and swap everything when I go through the aid station? Not really sure. All right, so I had my last training, longer-ish training run, not long, but it went pretty well. As you saw, I did have some hiccups. So I'll start with things that went well and what I forgot that I would like to add to my cruise box. The first one that went well were these Ultra arm warmers. I apologize if you can hear my dog in the back. He is being so crazy. He just finished dinner, of course. Anyways, these worked really well. I will be wearing them on race day. Second thing, the UltraSpire waist light, it did take a little bit to get it adjusted properly, and you do kind of have to adjust the range of where you want the light to go based on whether you're going up or down or straight. You don't want it pointed at the ground like you do with your headlamp, because you will see the bright white spot kind of move. If you get it in the right direction, the floodlight works really well. So, and it basically opens everything up so that you're not seeing one central like bright white spot. It's all lit up. So 10 out of 10 on this. Things that did not go well. As you probably saw, this bounced a lot. This is the medium unisex that I haven't worn in a while, and it is just way too big on me. There's no other ifs, ands, or buts. I'm not gonna wear it. It chafed a little bit here and here just because of how big it is. I'm really bummed that I don't have a second hydration vest to swap out, but at the end of the day, it's not worth the frustration while I'm running. I'd rather just take the extra time to swap out the bottles. So I'll have my crew just have the bottles and the packet of food ready to go. We'll take everything out, put everything in, and when I'm on my next lap, they'll refill the bottles. So that being said, the nutrition worked really well. I finished my entire water. I finished almost all of my flask with 2 scoops of Tailwind. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I only drank half of it. I took on 2 gels and 1 applesauce, and I did a little bit over 10 miles. So I'm glad I tried this out, because had this happened on one of my loops, I would have been very upset. So it'll be great for day hikes, but officially retired as my running vest. Anyways, so next up are things that I forgot that I am going to add to my box. The first one that I forgot was portable charger with a charging cord for my phone, just in case I need it. I'm not really sure if I will or if I won't. I'm really just using it for music, but I might just put it on airplane mode and it should last me the whole time. But that'll be going in there. Other things, just in case my stomach gets funny, I'm gonna have a little bottle of like Pepto-Bismol, it's just off-brand, a thing of petroleum jelly, and antibacterial hand wipes. I got all these from the Dollar Tree. Short and sweet, the last thing I got, my race is the day after Halloween, and it starts in the dark and it'll end in the dark. So glow sticks. Some fun, gotta keep it fun. Anyways, I'm gonna go. My crew is coming over so that we can make some friendship bracelets, and I'm super stoked. I hope to catch you all in a week, and I'll be a 50 miler. So Like, subscribe to follow the journey and to get notifications on when I post my video when I am a 50 miler. And yeah, leave a comment if you think I forgot anything from my crew. Or I don't know if you have any other ideas. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.